Okay. Alright, brothers and sisters, he's a stand-up comedian, he's a sit-down comedian, he's a lay-down and go-to-sleep comedian. Please give it up for Astitwa!
So guys, I think it's important to address the elephant in the room.
Yeah.
That was my best, that's the first joke, so get ready for more.
Does it get better?
Hopefully. But I was thinking about a story recently. So a year ago, I was working at this place called IHP. It's an international human rights program, and what's really nice is you meet a lot of interesting people. Walk home, which means that you walk home at 10 at night. And I don't have a problem with this. In fact, I love walking at night in Kathmandu because you have so many interesting thoughts. It's so peaceful, quiet, peaceful, sure scary and dangerous because of potential dog attacks and potential people, but it's a space to think, right? I'm walking and walking and walking, but this is also during monsoon time. So what I didn't anticipate was I'm just walking like, okay, and this, and then that happens in the story, and then you have plot B, plot C, and then and then I just look down and I realize, so you know when you're walking on the street, and then suddenly there's like this muddy patch. And do you know, like, it's not a normal muddy patch. It's like one of those special, intimate ones where you just get stuck.
Yeah.
And it's not like those special, intimate ones when you're stuck. It's like you've kind of married the earth at that point. So my sister and brother and my mom and everyone always ask, why do you wear chappals all the time? This is why. So I'll tell you what happened. I was wearing these like very old, like torn to shred Nepali shoes, right? Like shoes that no one would give a shit about, except I gave a shit about them because I'm cheap. So I walk and then I'm like, okay, the first foot, it's stuck. It's like there's been a vacuum created underneath the sole of the foot. Like pulling up seems like a bad idea. So I'm like, I need a better, so this is actually how I was standing. And I'm like, okay, I need better footing. So I take the other foot and I'm like, I do this and I'm like, shit, that's stuck too. So I'm like, okay. And then I'm like, And this was the first time ever this happened to me, right? So I wasn't smart about it. So what happened was I just ripped it out, but then the shoe like split in two. All right, and then like I lost balance, and I was also shocked. Like shoes can split in two. Fuck me. So then. And then I have this exposed sock, right? And I'm like trying to look like, where's the dry patch? But then I fall in already. We've lost a shoe and a sock and another shoe, guys. It ain't good. And then like at some point, morale is down, ladies and gentlemen. Like I want to call backup, but the thing is, backup would kick my ass because backup is mom, and mom ain't gonna be happy. So I just pull the other shoe out, and I'm like, bye-bye. It's like, you know how they say no soldier left behind? You don't know what that means. You don't know what that means until you've married the earth with your feet, and you're brown, but your feet are black that day. So, now, have any of you gone to bathrooms in Bad Patini? Have you ever noticed there's an absurd amount of mud there? So what happened was on the way, right, I realized there are a few problems now. My pants are trashed, my shoes are gone, I'm a broken man, but that's not as bad as it could get. Because if I go home like that, I'm a brokener man. My mom will be like, what are you doing? She already makes jokes about me being like a pig, because of my room and it's messy, but now the joke got too real, like the joke is now my life at that point. So and then what's funny is I've never been afraid of the guard at Bad Patini until that day. So I'm looking, and then I just sneak past him, and then you know what was really sad about that day? This Didi, this old Didi, this lovely Didi, bless her soul, just bless that soul. She just came out of the bathroom, she cleaned it. But then I was like, sorry, like my needs outweigh hers, so I just went in and I'm like tracking mud. Like I have so much mud on my foot, I'm making a new shoe out of mud. So I go in and I try putting one foot in the sink, but then I'm like, oh no, this isn't gonna work. So then I go to the commode. I don't put my foot in the commode, okay? I'm not crazy. But I like get that, I clean it to the best I can, but then I realize I've created this mess and I'm also barefoot in a toilet in Nepal. So then I go to Batpatini, and then like, you know when you clean mud, you don't fully clean it. Like, the scars are there, right? So I go inside Batpatini, and then all the people who work there are like, what has he been through? And I'm like, you wish you knew. You wish you knew. So I go there, I'm like, Didi, chappal chahiyo. And they were like, aile? I was like, oh, aile. Because like, I don't have chappals, okay? This is a serious need. So she's like, hunsa. Also, I'm still tracking mud, so they won't let me in the store. Right? Which is really weird, because if you know how supermarkets work, they have that sensor thing, so you can't take stuff out without stealing it, but I can't enter to buy it. So it's like, well, they had an interesting customer that day. So, and what one Didi does is she's like, "Ikshine," and she goes back, she grabs all these used newspapers, bless her soul. She creates like, people think red carpets are amazing. Newspaper carpets are the shit, man. So she lays this newspaper carpet to me. She shows me a variety of chappals. And then I'm also kind of broke, so I only have like 150 rupees. Chappals at their cheapest are apparently 200 rupees at Batpatini. And I'm like, come on, Batpatini, give me a break. I'm a broken man, and I don't want to go home a brokener man. So what she does is, look there, I'm like, you are, and I'm almost about to cry, okay? I'm almost about to cry. And something that my sister will attest to is I always come home late, right? So when I got home, my sister opens the gate and said, "Kagak with you! What were you doing that was so important?" And I can't tell her, at least not then, and I can't tell my mom not then, because I can't tell them like, "Oh, sorry, like, no more shoe," or "Oh, sorry, this." So the next day, right, I go back to work, and I'm like, I had a weird day. He's like, what happened, bhai? And then I told him this entire story, and he's like, it's okay, bhai. IHP will reimburse you for those shoes. And I'm like, oh, shit, yeah. I'm like, thank the Lord I work at the best place ever. Even though it stays late sometimes, where you have to make those compromises, they compensate you where it matters. They compensate you where it matters. So that's my story. I recommend that if you ever have chappal related problems, just message me. I'm your guy now. I'm your guy. And that being said, I just want to throw out a small shout out for my sister. Today was her first performance here. Her first performance ever, I think, right? Like in public, for people. And something that I'm very invested in is in her growth. I believe Aditi has a large capacity to be an amazing person and easily excel me easily. And the thing that scares me is I'm leaving for university soon. I've already gotten accepted to a wonderful place. And I'll be leaving in August or June. And soon I won't be around with her. But it's nice to know that we can have moments like this. She can perform in front of me. I can see her develop into a powerful person. And yeah, hopefully you'll see more, maybe you'll see less of me, but you'll see more of her. And also, she's also interested in stand-up, so if I'm funny, she must be funny, am I right? But that being said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you. Please come to our live music performances on Friday, and yeah, have a nice night.
Brothers and sisters, Astitwa!